Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're going to try to answer the age-old question. Would you rather have a fast car and have to drive it slow because you're limited by speed limits and traffic, or a slow car that you can really ring out and essentially drive fast? Remember guys, if you like these kind of videos, hit the subscribe button. I'm posting, since we're all stuck home, at least we are here in New Jersey, I'm posting 5 videos a week now instead of 3, so hit that notification bell because you won't want to miss any videos. Right now I'm posting videos Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember to like these videos so our channel can grow. Share these videos, and as always, leave a comment below. Your comments will help me in the YouTube algorithm, and more people will get to see my videos. All right, so you're looking at my McLaren 570S that has 562 horsepower. Now you're looking at the 2019 Acura NSX. Both of these cars have 0 to 60 times in under 3 seconds. Now those are fast cars. Both of them, even though their manufacturers claim about 3.1 seconds, both of them have been tested by car magazines and actually been in the high 2s. So the amazing thing for fast cars, we live in a world now where 0 to 60 times can be 2.8, 2.9 seconds, which is amazing when you think about it. Back in the day when we were kids, 5 seconds to 60 is fast, and now you've actually cut seconds off that time, not 1 second, multiple seconds off that time. Now, whether a fast car works for you, I think it's really going to depend on who you drive with. So here's a Nissan GTR, one of my favorite cars, especially if you buy these cars used. These are, I would say, attainable cars with supercar performance. Now, if you live where the roads are open, which is not the way they are in New Jersey, here in New Jersey, all the roads have turns, even highways aren't straight, so there's very few straightaways where you can actually exercise your right foot. But if you live out west, obviously you have a lot of straighter roads where you can really exercise that power. And if your friends are driving GTRs or cars this equivalent, it's going to be really hard to keep up with them if you have a slower car. So it's really important that you're able to hopefully drive with your friends and have a car that can keep up. And again, we live in a world where 4-door cars, like the brand new M5, have 600 horsepower and have 0 to 60 times in under 3 seconds. So Motor Week just tested this car. I was lucky enough to drive this press car on the street and on the track. Motor Week, did a test of this car, and they got like a 2.8 second 0 to 60 time. And they don't correct for weather or temperature like Car and Driver and a lot of the other magazines do. So that is actually an attainable time. So it's amazing where here the E39 M5, when it came out in 2000, was the most powerful 4-door car in the world. And now you have a car that has more than 200 horsepower, more than it, and at least 2 seconds faster 0 to 60. Now here's one of my favorite slow cars. The Honda S2000. You're looking at my 2006 that had 11,000 original miles. One of my favorite cars to drive, and I'm not even a convertible person, but with the top down, this slow car actually feels pretty quick. The reality is it's not very quick. It has a 0 to 60 time of probably about 6 seconds. An AP2 like this, on a good day, maybe with a clutch dump, you can probably get about 5.7 seconds to 60, which would be equal to a first generation Acura NSX. But still, fun car to drive. You can probably redline first, redline second, being in third gear without really breaking any speed limits. Speaking of NSXs, this is my 2005 Long Beach Blue NSX, which is the last year of the original NSX. This is an NA2 model that has a little extra horsepower, and the 0 to 60 time drops to about 5 seconds flat, maybe 5.2 seconds. And again, very visceral car. When the NSX came out, remember, in 1991, it was poised against the Ferrari 348, and that 1991 car that had a 5.7 second 0 to 60 was actually faster than the 348, which had about a 6 second 0 to 60 time. Here's one of my favorite cars, mid-engine. I love mid-engine cars. The 981 Cayman S. So this is a 2014 S that we reviewed last year, and I thought it had the perfect quality of handling and just enough power. Now these cars weren't that fast. This is still the normally aspirated 6. This isn't the 718 with the 4-cylinder turbo. So these cars had 325 horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of about 4.8 seconds with a manual transmission. Now if you got the PDK, you probably were more about 4.4 seconds. With the one I drove with the manual transmission, I'll tell you, I had a blast on this car. Of the cars that I've reviewed on this channel, this is definitely one of the cars that I wish I had the funds and the garage space to buy when I tested this car. It was just an amazing drive. So this is not considered a fast car. 911 Turbo would be a fast car. Not that under 5 seconds is shabby. And considering slow cars, which is probably a modern classic here, is the E46 M3. So right now you're looking at my 2003 Mystic Blue, black interior, 6-speed manual coupe. Obviously, it has the S54 engine with 333 horsepower. Now, when these cars were brand new, they were just under 5 seconds 0 to 60, probably about a 4.9, 4.8 0 to 60 time. Now they have miles on them. My car is 91,000 miles. They're probably about 5 seconds or a tick or two slower. When you're driving this car in isolation and you rev it up to 8,000 RPM, it feels like a pretty quick car. If your friend in front of you or behind you has a GTR, you'll consider this a very slow car. But as a kid growing up, I always looked at Nürburgring lap times in the back of the car magazines, or 0 to 60 times, and whatever car was fastest, to me, was the better car. After owning over 100 cars and experiencing over 600 different cars on this channel, I can tell you I've kind of changed my mind. I would say that it's more fun to have a slow car. I always, if there's 1 gallon of gas, or I have a break Saturday or Sunday morning where I'm not filming your cars or, driving a press car or editing videos, I always reach for the corner carver. I always think I just get a better experience. Instead of going out there and going 100 miles an hour and breaking speed limits and potentially losing your license, I find the tightest, curviest back road I can, and I usually take the most lightest, nimblest car, like the NSX, the S2000, the E46 M3, and just so I can enjoy those curvy roads. And accelerating out of turns and second, third gear corners, I find that to be a much more enjoyable experience. Now, it depends where you live. Where I live here in the Northeast, none of the roads are straight. Even the highways have turns. If I lived out west and the roads were open, maybe I would go for, a GT350 or a ZL1 Camaro or even a used GTR, because I would have more chances to exercise my right foot and have more fun, especially a manual transmission car, going through the gears. Here in the Northeast, you really don't have that luxury, so I think it's very important to have a car that handles. But I can tell you, when I had my 987 Cayman S, I loved it in the turns, but it was kind of boring on the highway because you didn't really have much power. Now, of course, if we won the lottery and can have anything we want, a great compromise would be one of my favorite cars ever, the Porsche Carrera GT. So you have only Glenn, slow car and fast car, he would pick the Carrera GT. But, here you have a normally aspirated V10, it only comes with a manual transmission, and it's fast, and it was, exotic, and certainly still exotic, but incredible 0 to 60 time at the time. But obviously now, the McLaren is faster, the new NSX is faster, but this gives you probably the most visceral driving experience and still a very fast car. But if I can't pick the Carrera GT, which I can't because I'll never be able to afford one, I would pick driving the slow car fast. I just think it's more visceral driving experience. Now, there's no wrong answer, guys. So leave your comments below. What would you pick? Fast car slow or slow car fast? And I will respond to each and every one of your comments. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember, subscribe. Hit the notification bell since we're posting extra videos. Like and share these videos so our channel can grow, and I look forward to reading your comments below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.